Hello everyone and welcome back to Train Sim World 3 here on LM Simulation. Well, it's been fantastic for releases here on Train Sim World 3. We've had a hell of a lot of new stuff coming to the simulator recently, and today we are going to take a brand new look at the Edinburgh to Glasgow. Now I know this DLC's been out for quite a while, but as you know I'm not immediate with my uploads, especially with trying to fit things around work and all that jazz, so just going to have to put up with this at the moment, but yeah, we're going to be doing this scenario here. So this is One Step to Freedom. So this is a first look at the Edinburgh to Glasgow route, which has been released for Train Sim World 3. Now this route takes you from Edinburgh to Glasgow and Glasgow to Edinburgh, and also includes the fantastic Class 385, which we haven't even got in Train Sim Classic yet. So that is really good news, so fantastic. Basically, this route contains all the modern depots and stuff like that, basically up to the standards where the Edinburgh to Glasgow was refurbished and it had wires put up and everything. So we're going to enjoy the brand new Class 385 on the Edinburgh to Glasgow route, and we're going to be operating One Step to Freedom. So this one says we're going to be operating a nighttime passenger service using the loaded Class 385 from... Oh no, sorry. No, this is the one, sorry. High grounds. I don't know what the hell's going on at the moment. I don't know why it ticked on that. I've already done that scenario there. So anyway, this is high ground, sorry. Operate the late afternoon passenger service using the loaded Class 385 from Springburn to Glasgow Queen Street, and then start a new service from Queen Street up to Edinburgh Waverley. So without further ado, let's jump in to the right scenario this time, not the wrong one. So we shall see. So, when you first load the route, it will pop up and you'll be inside the cab of the Class 385. Or maybe not, we'll see. So this is high grounds here on the Edinburgh to Glasgow, and here we are in the cab of the fantastic Class 385. Welcome to Springburn West Line. Wait for the signals to change, then continue operating this 385 free-car passenger service to Glasgow Queen Street. On arrival, unload all passengers and start a new service to Edinburgh Waverley. Good luck. Rightio, so it's a wonderful afternoon. We're going to get everything set up, so I need to have the headlights set up, which I have no idea. Where are the headlights? Oh, they're over here on this one. I know I haven't played this. We want it on full. There we go, that puts us on full. We've got 385 coming in over there, so let's have a quick look at that. And there we go, that is your Class 385 here in Train Sim World. Very nice. So here we go, bit of autumn madness here in Train Sim World 3. And there's another one over there. Very nice indeed. Right, so I just want to get the safety system set up before we go anywhere. So on these, I think they're over here, so we want to turn our TPFIS needs to be cut in, DSD cut in, DRA isolation cut in, AWS isolation cut in. Yeah, that should be pretty much everything, and we should be good to go. I just want to make sure we got this signal, because I can't actually see the signal. We got the signal? Yeah, we're on a green. That's wonderful. Rightio, so we're going to put the master key in, set the DDS to forward, reset the AWS. That train's already passed by, so we don't need to wait for that, so we're all good. So we can now get going. If you want to hear the sound of the horn, we also have, I don't know why, there's GSMR radio here, but it says previous destination and next destination. But it's not, that's not what GSMR radio does. Oh dear. We'll get there in the end with this simulator, eh guys? Radio, so let's start some power and we'll hear the horn from the outside. Look at that. Gorgeous. Yeah, really nice horn, must admit. It's unlike many of the horns I've heard before. Hopefully this simulator is going to realise. Yep, there you go. Stop at location. That's fantastic. So we're operating a service into Queen Street from here at Springburn, just outside of Glasgow, and then we're going to form a service all the way through to Edinburgh Waverley. Yeah, I know we're speeding. Sorry about that. So if any of the sounds sound familiar, for lack of a better way of saying it, they may be because you've heard the Class 800 enhancement pack in Train Sim Classic. That's available now. This, I think, has the same traction motors, I believe. Being a Hitachi product, this is a Class 385. Hitachi have a few of their trains up on the network, so you've got the Class 385s. You've also got the likes of the Class 395 Javelins that are operated by Southeastern down in Kent. And now you've also got the Class 800s, 801s, 802s, 803s, and soon 805s and 807s. And 810s once they get to that as well. So there's going to be a load of new Hitachi trains coming out on the network soon. But these are the new ones that were delivered up to Scotrail, the 3 and 4 car units. So we've got a 30-mile-an-hour limit coming up in not too long at all. Yeah, very much speeding there. You have to get used to the braking and acceleration of this unit. It's not brilliant, but at the same time, it's better than you think when you haven't driven it for a while, so you just need to get used to it, really. So that clears us into the platform there. We've got a single yellow. We've also got a... there we go. Yeah, down to 20. I'm not going to get a very good score on this scenario, I can tell you that, guys. But you do need to keep some braking in, because you are going down a gradient. There we go, we're due to platform 5. And there is a very, very cool perk of the Class 385 in Train Sim World, which I'll show you very shortly, actually. It is a cool little perk, something I knew about when it was released, and I will show you all about it when we get set up in our next train when we operate out to Edinburgh. So I'll quickly have a show you of, this is Glasgow Queen Street station we're just approaching now. That signal there's at the end of the platform, so you don't need to worry about that affecting you just yet. So we're about on time. We're due 14:06, it's 14:05, so we're doing alright there. And this gets us into Glasgow Queen Street. You do have a cab light there if you do need to turn the cab light on while you're in the tunnels. And there we go, that gets us into platform number 5 here at Glasgow Queen Street. Let's have a look at the externals. Very nice indeed. And there we go, that gets us into here at Glasgow Queen Street. Almost perfect, that stopping point there. So you want to release your doors, just press the left door button there, very simple. Got some wiper controls as well, you can put them on intermittent if you want, slow or fast. So yeah, I've got some nice wiper controls there. You've got fire alarm buttons and stuff like that. And a train test fault lamp, which basically illuminates to tell you that the fault issues are working fine. So just letting everyone out the train now, and then we're just going to get ourselves set up at the other end of the train, see what the instructions tell us to do. But we'll have a quick look around. This is Glasgow Queen Street here, so this is our service we're going to be operating down to Edinburgh Waverley, calling at Falkirk High. Oh no, we've got some stations before that by the looks of it. So we're the 1407 to Edinburgh, calling at Bishopbriggs, Lenzie, Croy, Falkirk High, Polmont, Linlithgow, Haymarket and Edinburgh. So we're a bit of a stopping service, this one, to be honest. So, but this is the wonderful Glasgow Queen Street. It does look really nice, I will admit. I just think it's a bit... This feels to me a bit too blue at the top. I don't know whether it's that blue in real life. I didn't notice that, certainly. But you've got your little travel shop here where you can buy your tickets. You've got your departure boards, many of which are blank, because this is a scenario rather than a free roam. You've got all your information here, like North Hanover Street, Cathedral Square, George Square. You've got all your detailing here. You've got your Glasgow subway and everything like that, looking very nice. Even your little Your little class 313. Oh, well, that's a 314 actually, not a 313. But yeah, got your little welcome desk and your chair there. And it does look really nice, I must admit. The way that they've done this really looks nice indeed. You've got North Hanover Street exit over there, and of course your little train thing here. That is really cute. I want one of them in my garden. Now I'm going to show you this quickly, once it gives us an opportunity, because that is a really nice perk. So set the throttle lever to match. DDS to off. Set the master key to off. Switch cabs, right, that's fine. Have we on tail? No. Tail, there we go. That's fine. No, I want us on tail. So we're going to take the blind down to 100. Effectively, you've got to open the door, which I think you've got to use the cab door release. Right, so cab door close button. There we go, so that's that cab door closed. Let's quickly show you this nice little piano here. You might recognise the tune it plays. Very nice indeed. So there you go, nice little bit of action there from the piano here at Glasgow Queen Street. Yeah, we've got the road, so we're a bit delayed now. Sorry about that. It's weird. I can't find the way to open that door from inside. Very weird indeed. Oh dear, getting in the way now. Let's close that. Set that door to open. There we go, that's set the cab up there, so let's sit in the driver's seat. Set the master key to on. Set the DDS to forward. Lock the doors. Yeah, we'll do that in a sec once we've set up all the la 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 la. Cut in, cut in, cut in, cut in. You want me to acknowledge, that's fine. There you go. And there we go, we're all set up. To be honest, just need to close the doors now, and I will show you a very cool feature on this train. So let's close the doors, which are on the right, so we just need to press door close interlock. Get that blind up a little bit, which seems to be a little bit too low. Lovely, right, so if I now activate this screen here, I can't remember how I do that, to be honest. Right, yeah, we press the TMS on. So we're going to continue, so we just need to enter a personal ID. Let's do 19870, well, just do that, and then 8821, enter, and then log in. That will then load us up with our TMS screen telling us we're 4 cars long. Now in here you get a very nice selection of, well, bits and bobs, which is rather cool indeed. Well, you got the signal, though, so you've got the signal. Oh, we've got the signal. That is very confusing, I must admit. Yeah, 5 signal there. So yeah, if I press the up arrow, it will come up with auto-announce, saloon lighting, uncouple, options like that, basically. So I'm going to press the auto-announce button, and if I press any of these buttons, something amazing will happen, and this is something I don't think we have in Trains Sim Classic. We certainly haven't had it in Trains Sim World before. So just listen to this.
Please take extra care when getting on and off trains. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
So there you go, you have got announcements on this train. Really, really nice indeed. So basically, hopefully, it should be set up for this service, although I know there are some bugs with it, so let's see.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Bishopbriggs.
Lovely stuff. So it is working now. That's really good. Initially, we did have some issues with that announcement system. For example, if I loaded the train at Glasgow and then I departed Glasgow, it would say, "This is Glasgow. This train is for Glasgow. The next station is Glasgow." And you'd be thinking, "Oh my God, really?" Because it is quite embarrassing when that's wrong. But it's very, very nice indeed. So you've got safety and security announcements. So I could tell them to about valid tickets.
All passengers must be in possession of a valid ticket. We are sorry to announce that this train is delayed. We apologise for the inconvenience caused.
There you go. But she's right, because this train is delayed at the moment. As you can see, we're meant to be at Bishopbriggs by now, but we're not. Because we're having too much fun enjoying this brand new route. So I don't think we're going to make the time back, by the way, because I think it's pretty much an impossible timetable. But yeah, you've got a whole announcement system there, and I will show you how best you can use it. Unfortunately, the announcements are not automatic. You've got to kind of sort them out yourself. So if you forget to do an announcement, the announcement won't happen automatically. You've got to kind of manually do it. So I have it on customer info, and then basically do the arrive at, and then please don't forget any luggage and belongings. That basically does it, really. But have a look at it from the external view. This 385, it looks very nice. We've got 005 today as our steed down to Edinburgh. Looking nice in the autumn sun. We've got some nice running sounds and stuff like that, and I must admit the motor sounds are very nice indeed. I don't know if they're entirely realistic, because obviously we haven't had an AP pack for a train that doesn't exist yet. In Trains Classic at least, so but we should be getting a speed increase up to 70 shortly, but we do have to remind ourselves Bishopbriggs will be coming up in about a mile, so we're running about 3 or 4 minutes late at the moment. Wonder if we can actually get up to that 70 before we get to Bishopbriggs. I'm going to try. Yeah, we should be able to easily. Well, that gets us up to 70, and then that takes us up to 85. We're not going to chance 85 when we're 0.7 miles from the station, but I'm going to start braking now, actually, to be honest. So here we go.
We'll soon arrive at Bishopbriggs. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
There you go. It's almost like a real train. It's brilliant. Really, really nice indeed. And if you forget to brake, these brakes are very, very good. So you're almost certainly going to stop at the station. No worries at all. There we go. We're about 2 minutes late. Not too bad at all. I've had worse trains. Transport for Wales don't turn up at all. So we definitely had worse trains, that's for sure. And that should do. Right there. Then we'll release the doors. Now there is a guards panel on this. I don't exactly know how to use it properly, but there is definitely a guards panel on this. So I'll have a look at that probably when we get to Haymarket, see if I can get that to work when we get to Haymarket. Usually these trains get about 2 or 3 minutes at Haymarket actually, just to space them out in the timetable. That's kind of a little trick that Scotrail have worked out, that if they actually space the trains out at Haymarket, they can get more trains into and out of Edinburgh quicker. So it's a good little trick that actually, to be honest. So let's lock the doors, and we'll watch our departure from the outside this time. Very nice indeed. So that gets us done there. So let's do another announcement.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Glasgow.
There you go, very nice indeed. You can also do an announcement while the train doors are open. You'd be doing the "This is Lenzie, this train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Croy, for example. I don't know if that's right, by the way. I'd be amazed if that's right. But yeah, we try and make back as much time. We are due at Lenzie in a minute. We've got 2.4 miles to go, so we will probably be late into Lenzie. But you know, we'll try our best because that's all you can do at the end of the day in this sim. But it is very nice indeed. I like having all the safety systems on. Just being as in control as you can possibly be in this simulator. Really, really worth doing. And the sounds are really nice, I must admit. You know, just nice running sounds, which makes a difference because a lot of the trains in Train Sim are very quiet, silent almost. But it's nice to actually have some proper running sounds. So here, I believe this is a loop of some kind. That in real life, if I zoom up ahead, yeah, it's got some sidings here. I think these are some HST sidings that they've built, actually. Look at that. Very nice indeed. But yeah, there's some HST sidings here in real life that I believe they've built. Is it Cadda HST depot maybe? Or I can't quite remember what the name of it is. But there's a HST depot here where they stable some of the 2+4, 2+5 HSTs. It is interesting though, because there are rumours to say that those HSTs are going to be taken out of service at some point. Not entirely sure why or how. Just braking now for Lenzie, which is coming up.
We'll soon arrive at Lenzie. Please take extra care of getting on and off trains.
Yeah, I've overcooked that. I don't even know if that counts as a successful stop, but it really shouldn't. Look at that. But I only managed to do that with the emergency brake, so... You see, that's the problem. It's a really, really good system to have you being able to operate this, you know, this announcement system, but it takes you away from being able to drive the train. So whilst you're trying to fiddle around getting the right announcements done, you could completely miss your stop. So it's about the principle, really. I think it should be automatic, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So
This is Lenzie. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Croy.
there you go. I got it right.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
I don't know how late we are, but we are due at Croy soon-ish. So I'm going to try and aim for that. I don't know whether we can do 5 miles in 4 minutes, but you'd have to be doing a bloody great amount of speed if you're doing 5 miles in 4 minutes. You could definitely do it on high speed 1. You could probably do 5 miles in 3 minutes on high speed 1, to be honest. Yeah, we'll see. We've got ourselves cleared up to 100. We've got greens all the way, so we're very good. We've got no HSTs in front of us, because unfortunately HSTs don't exist on this route. It's a bit weird. I would have thought that as AI, they could have modelled a 2+5 HST set using the HSTs from Great Western Express. Unfortunately, I think the developers of this are Rivet Games. You might have to correct me on that, but I don't think they thought of that, to be honest, or it was never implemented. I think also the announcement system was probably going to be automatic until they realised it would probably take too much, I don't know, too much game time, too much designing, and they just didn't have the timetable to be able to do that. So unfortunately it is manual, but it still works, still does the job. So doing our announcement for Croy soon, so it'd just be nice to be able to operate HST. I know it goes up to Stirling in real life, not Larbert way and that sort of way, but it'd be nice to do a HST on this line in Scotrail livery. I wonder if you can do one from the Creators Club maybe, or something like that. It'd be nice to see. In the meantime, and talking of future expansion, especially for the game, we've just had the release of the Midland Main Line here for Train Simulator, Train Sim World at least. So that's just recently come out. Very, very excited for that. That's been a long time in the coming. And as soon as we heard about that, we were really excited. So with that, you get the Class 43 HST upgraded this time with the VP185 sounds. But you also get a brand new unit for the game, the Class 158, which we've been waiting for quite a while. So now you can operate the Class 158 Great Western Express. You can do it down in Cornwall. You could do it up in Manchester. You could take the Class 158 to quite a few places. So yeah, very versatile add-on addition, and it looks really good. Not sure it sounds great. I think it sounds all right, and the HST certainly doesn't sound right at all. I tend to find with Train Sim World releases that maybe the environment is so much better than the trains. Unfortunately, it is very weird. I mean, from the exterior, those trains look grand, but from the interior, maybe not. So, and from the sound point of view, definitely not. Unfortunately, so it might actually be on time in Croy. Actually, it looks like there's a bit of padding in this timetable. Done quite well. We're on the approach to Croy, so
The next station is Croy.
Where's the arrive at? That one.
We'll soon arrive at Croy.
It's going to take the emergency brake again, isn't it? Can't say. Sometimes it doesn't brake hard enough, this train. I don't know what it is. I'm glad it doesn't penalise you for doing that. Maybe they knew that the brake in the train was erratic, so... And there you go, that's Croy. And we're right on time. Brilliant. I think I'll get a screenshot from the rear, that would look better, won't it? Ooh, look at that. Very nice indeed. Yeah. Alright, let's lock the doors, get on our way.
This is Croy. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Falkirk High.
And there we go, we're doing it already, we're doing really well. So the next station is Falkirk High. We've actually got 9.8 miles to this one, so we've got a nice little stretch where you can properly get up to speed on this, which is going to be nice. And then I'll shove us up to full on 30, there we go. Another watch as our train passes up ahead. I seem to think the frame rate on this is a bit dodgy. I don't know what it is, because I'm running a really high-end spec machine and it seems to be a bit erratic with the old frame rate. So hey ho. Yeah, nice. I mean, the horn sounds much louder than I've heard any horn in any train in any of the Train Sim series, which I think is a revelation because it means that they finally mastered that horn scenario, but I don't know whether they've got it in the Midland Main Line and stuff like that that's released since, so... It says destination not in service. Why does it say that? It should say Edinburgh Waverley. Changing that now, once we get a bit of time. Whifflet, Newton, that's cool. Nice. Wem's Bay! I'd love it if you could go to Wem's Bay in this scenario. North Berwick, Glasgow Central. We're going to get Edinburgh at some point, aren't we? Glasgow, yeah, Edinburgh, there you go. Yeah, let's keep it as Edinburgh, that's fine. It was reading out Edinburgh, so I don't know why it said not in service or whatever it had in. Very weird. Yeah, so it's been really good on the channel lately. We've got some really regular releases, stuff like that. I've got some new games that I'm going to trial out on the channel in the months coming up to summer. Stuff I've been meaning to put out on the channel that I've just not been able or not got round to doing yet. I think we've got one of the subway simulators on there, just to give that a try. It's going to be a one-time thing, that really. We think we've got another thing. We've got Tram Sim actually coming soon as well. So. Well behind on trying these out, so I do apologise sincerely for the lack of those releases, but it's they're certainly coming soon. I think I'll get the London Underground one done first because that's older, and then Tram Sim will be done soon. So yeah, we'll get those done over the summer. So summer 2023 coming soon. We've got Tram Sim, we've got that London Underground Circle Line simulator as well, which is very nice indeed. So yeah, we've got a nice amount of stuff coming brand new to the channel, brand new and exclusive. Microsoft Flight Simulator will be returning later in the year. I've got a few FPS issues that I just want to sort out when I get some more DLC. I'll be able to sort all that out as well. But yeah, no, looking like a very productive year on the simulator for sure. And if you haven't checked out my Trains IRL channel, please do so. There'll be a link in the description below for you to do so. If you're interested in seeing, trains in real life, 4K trains in real life, no less. Recently got the addition of a 4K camera, so I'm now filming all my train videos in 4K. From up and down the country, I've been to many different places recently. Been very lucky, very fortunate. From Chester to Crewe. Even going up as far as Cumbria. We've got some videos from rail tours and whatnot. Yeah, definitely a hell of a lot coming to the channel. Why is it? What's happened? Whoa! Did you see that speed decrease? That was interesting, wasn't it? I didn't put it in any step of brake. Where's the spat? Like, come on. No? Weird. Not entirely sure what happened there. Let's take the power off. No, it seems to be fine. Okay, yeah. Won't put that in the fault book just yet. But I'll show you the passenger view when we get to Edinburgh. So you'll have a nice rounded view, and then you'll be able to view Edinburgh as well. So. We've got 2.6 miles now until we get to Falkirk High, so not long at all. We are well on time, so we're doing quite well. Got our lovely Class 385 here with the front doors. You can even open them. That's cool. Which is nice. You've got a nice top view of the train as it speeds along. Express. Your ticket to zero carbon travel. Very nice indeed. You've got Edinburgh on the side there now as well. Not as much AI as I'd hoped. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 AI trains in my in this scenario so far, but you have got this pantograph that does go up and down as the pantograph, as the electric line goes up and down with it. So very nice indeed. Frame rate issues everywhere, but you're never going to avoid that in this game, unfortunately. So let's start braking us because we've got Falkirk High in about a mile. Don't want to be roaring into there at some massive speed. So start to slow us down slowly.
We'll soon arrive at Falkirk High.
Oh, there you go. There's some AI. We're going to overshoot the stop marker, but not overshoot the station, thankfully. So. Really, it's really fast at decelerating, and then just decides to sort of give up. It's really weird. We're well early, by the way. We're 2 minutes early. Look at that. That's good timetabling, that, if we're 2 minutes early. Some more images here while we're here at. This is Falkirk High. We've got some time to kill, definitely. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look here. Yes, very nice. I like the whole blue station theming. That looks very nice indeed. And the you know, you've got smart card readers here, which are very nice. You've got your boarding ramp here for you know, your boarding, level boarding. Very nice indeed. It's looking like a proper Scotrail station. There you go. 14:35 Edinburgh Waverley on time. There you go. That's what I like to see. That's how we ride our trains, on time or nothing at all. Don't want to say that because I'm going to screw up at some point. But here we are. Wait until 14:35. Right, so I might as well use this spare time just to show you quickly the passenger view. So this is a 385-0, meaning it does not have first class. Only the 385-1s have first class, as far as I am aware. Let me just double check that's the case. Or do they? No, they don't. Yeah, so 3850s are free car units. They do not have first class, so it's all going to be this sort of seating. You've even got the this is the sort of disability requirement seating that Scotrail have. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. It really does look like a proper Class 385, and you've got your luggage racks and whatnot here. You can even sit down in passenger seats like you can on any other train. But it looks really nice indeed. I think it just looks the part. Really, really high quality. You've got your Delna coupler down there, which is really nice indeed. We've got the Class 37 to do a review on next, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. Rightio, so let's close the doors. No, not that door, you bloody idiot. No! I don't. What is wrong with you? Why? That's the door I meant to close, you muppet. Right, now we're going to be late, so...
This is Falkirk High. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Colmont.
And off we go. I like those noises on departure, very nice indeed. So, yeah. Let's do this announcement.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61116. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
There you go. Very nice indeed. So we've got a 100-mile-an-hour limit coming back up in a sec. We will be able to achieve that within our limit up to Polmont, and then the stops start to get a little bit broader between there and Edinburgh. Edinburgh Park is the station, as far as I'm aware, that used to be closest to the airport. However, now Edinburgh Airport has its own station on the line up to Dundee. So you can even get to Edinburgh Airport or Edinburgh Parkway. Can't remember quite what it's called. I think it's just Edinburgh Airport, I think. But yeah, so you've got that station now, all brand new. So yeah, the Class 37 has been re-released for Trains Sim World in Rail Operations Group colours, exclusively for Class 375 drags on the South Eastern High Speed route, which is really, really good. So I'm going to be doing a review of that, and we'll be having a look at that at some point. That was going to be this video, but I kind of forgot this came out first, so this takes precedent. There we go, let's take us down to that. And we're nearly at Polmont already. Can you believe that? It didn't take long at all, did it?
We'll soon arrive at Polmont. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
There we go, that's the Polmont announcement done. Let's see if I can actually stop properly this time. Whether I'm going to have an issue here as well. Should be okay, we seem to be braking in more than enough time. So I seem to think coming in this slowly is a recipe for disaster, but it clearly it isn't, because look, you're well down. And there we go. So I think I've found the way to stop at these stations now. And there we go. Let's have a look where we stopped. Perfect stopping point, my friend. Lovely stuff. That's how we like to do it here. Wonderful. Nice up. Right, let's get back in the cab because you really don't get long, I'll tell you that off. No, I don't want to sit in the driver's seat. Right, let's do these safety announcements.
This is Polmont. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Linlithgow.
There we go, so Linlithgow is our next station. So I know that now we're past Polmont, we're on the direct line now pretty much into Edinburgh Waverley. We actually go past the Bowness and Kinneil Railway, I think it's the Bowness and Kinneil Railway, that we go past on route. So if I show you the route map, this will be the first time we ever look at the route map. I don't like route maps in Train Sim World 3, I think they're dreadful. I think they are something they should have addressed a long time ago, and they still haven't. So this is Glasgow. What have I just done? No idea. Right, sorry about that. This is Glasgow. Let's go down to here. This is Glasgow Queen Street. If you don't know, you're never going to know because there's no information on this map whatsoever apart from that. So that's Glasgow Queen Street. Springburn is where we started the scenario. So that's round here on the line that goes round to, well, eventually Glasgow Central. You've got a bit of a branch line here that goes towards the line towards Dumbarton, that sort of way. This is the sidings at Eastfield, I believe, is the depot name there. This is the Canna HST depot, I believe, that's just outside here. We've come all this way, and we're now on the line that goes straight through. And you've got the Bowness and Kinneil Railways here, which I believe is the Bowness line. And then we're at our next station stop here at Linlithgow. We've got the route that goes all the way through now, through past Edinburgh Park, which is around here, I believe, and then down the direct line into Edinburgh here. So yeah, very big route. Well, for Train Sim World standards, it's kind of big. I wouldn't say for Train Sim Classic standards, given that probably my largest route on Train Sim Classic is the East Coast Main Line, which is the route that goes from London King's Cross up to Edinburgh. You can actually drive the whole route, which is pretty mad, I'd say. And there we are, high speed pass en route to Linlithgow. So this isn't really a review, this is more of a let's play. I didn't want to review this because personally I just don't think it's fair to review a route like this. It's obviously a work in progress in terms of finalising all the little issues that are going on. They've promised to fix anything like that, so I didn't want to completely review it in its current state. I think there's obviously things they could fix and things they will fix, so obviously fair play to them. Any major issues by this point have been more than fixed, so I'm more than happy to say it's a very good release. But I won't be reviewing it, so I don't review all routes. Some of them I just like to just have a little play on, and that's probably what this route's best for, to be honest. So we've gone past the Bowness and Kinneil, or yeah, we have. Oh, that quickly, didn't it? So just approaching Linlithgow now. I think we're going to be on a red as well, which is interesting. Into the loop. Really? That's rare. I wonder why we're due into the loop. Oh, so there's a loop just after Linlithgow station. Linlithgow up passing loop UPL, but I don't know why we'd be due in there. We're an express service. We're a red, so I just need to make sure the TPWS doesn't catch us out. That is interesting. There is a loop here at Linlithgow, and it looks like we are being put into it for some reason. Looks like there's a broken down train here by the looks of it, to be honest, so that's interesting. This is a scenario and not a timetable, so obviously there's a lot more going on than you would have think. So
This is Linlithgow. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Haymarket.
oh, Haymarket, we're not even stopping at Edinburgh Park. Okay, fair enough. I only presume there's a broken down train up there by the looks of it. Class 385 that needs recovering, and we're a bit busy, so we can't do that. We're in the middle of a service, so. But we've got a red up here, interestingly, so maybe they just want us to slow down in the loop.
Passengers must be in possession of a valid ticket.
Just love these little announcements that you can do. Very, very nice at all. But yeah, so we've got a lot to enjoy here in Train Sim World 3, both now and in the future. Lots that I'm going to be featuring for sure. So do keep an eye out for that. Next video after this, we will be going to something brand new rather than going back to Train Sim Classic. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Should be looking towards going underground for the month of June, so do look forward to that. Yeah, very interesting. I don't really like the scenery. I think the scenery in Train Sim Classic is probably better than the one in Train Sim World. I think it's a bit lackluster. It's very, very good on the, you know, when you're focusing on the actual area, but the minute you start to look away from the train tracks, it starts to show that this is a simulator. The train service ahead of you has broken down and blocked the main line. You have gained access to the Linlithgow passenger loop. Use it to continue your journey. That's a convenient place to break down, isn't it? Could have broken down after the loop, and at which point we wouldn't be able to go any further. No, I'm not going to go very fast because there's not really much point, but still one of my favourite things is that horn. Really, really nice horn. Makes a change to have a decent horn in Train Sim. Wish there was a cruise control as well to help going through this loop. So, well, we're going to be late in our next station, that's for sure. So.
Please disregard any public address announcements.
That's helpful. What's first class?
First class accommodation is available on this train.
Well, it's not, unfortunately, so... And it's given us a green, that's good. So our next station is Haymarket, so not even stopping at Edinburgh Park. That's good. That must mean it's all serviced via the Shots line that must be stopping at Edinburgh Park. So if you don't know what the Shots line is, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's this line here that goes south, or it's a line that goes this way and south. One of the two. I can never really. But it's a line that goes to Glasgow that doesn't go direct line via Falkirk. It goes via Shots, which is a station, and I think there's a depot on that line as well. Completely electrified, by the way. It's completely electrified if you need it. And there we go. We can go back up to full speed, which is 100. So up we go. So yeah, I mean, it's been absolutely brilliant in terms of releases for both Train Sim Classic and Train Sim World. We've had a load and a whirlwind of new stuff. So really looking forward to a lot of the stuff that's coming. We've had information that Just Trains are working on stuff for Train Sim World, and we don't know what that is. So yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff coming to the simulator soon. So I look forward to that, definitely. But I do enjoy driving this train. I do so casually, you know. I feel it's a very casual drive. You don't need to properly drive it. You can feel like you can just, you know, casually drive it in your own time. No matter what you do, you always feel like you can be on time in it. So very nice indeed. So we'll be powering through Edinburgh Park at well, 90 or 100 miles an hour. That'll be yeah, cool sight. I do like Edinburgh Park. It's probably one of my favourite stations on this line. So it's a new, modern, you know, Scotrail station, and I feel it's probably got a really nice feel to it. Nice and central, but in the middle of nowhere at the same time. Kind of feels a bit like Haymarket, but like Haymarket if it was in the middle of nowhere, you know. So yeah, very nice indeed. But obviously not got as many platforms as Haymarket. So we're just heading now through on the tunnels. This line is the line that goes off to Dundee. Eventually, if you follow that line. We've got a 90 mile an hour speed limit coming up as well at some point, so slowing down for that. A lot to keep your eyes peeled on this. Definitely, it's a lot to keep you going. So. There we go. That's our 90 accomplished. 80-mile-an-hour speed limit coming up next. Oh, so it just gets slower and slower, unfortunately, as you get closer through to Edinburgh. But we've basically covered most of the central belt of Scotland on this trip, so that's a nice little insight there for sure. It'd be nice to have some expansion on this route, definitely, for it to continue up to Stirling, or include the route via Shotts maybe to Glasgow Central, and include that as well. I mean, we already had a Scottish route in the game in terms of Cathcart Circle. Many people will have probably forgotten that by now. That's the one, the Class 314, and I'd love to take this on a trip of Cathcart Circle. I think I've already done so actually, and it was quite fun. It's a little bit challenging because I don't think this train suits the Cathcart Circle. A lot of the platforms are on curves, and obviously with this being a gangway train, you only get a very limited view out the front, as you can see. So sometimes it is quite misleading. You know, where the platform actually is, where the stop marker actually is. So I can understand why they don't use it in real life. It's actually quite a challenge to drive this on Cathcart Circle. If you do want a challenge, I do urge you to give it a try. It's quite fun. I mean, driving it into and out of Glasgow is fine, but the minute you get on the actual Cathcart Circle, yeah, look at that, beautiful. I might get a screenshot of that. It's lovely. So there you go. That's probably going to be the thumbnail image there. Now we actually get to go up to 100, that's quite cool. Let's see if we can notice where Edinburgh Park is. I think it's around this area here. This is it here. We've got the Edinburgh Tramway as well, which is featured, but there's no actual trams in it, unfortunately. I think, well actually, I don't actually know. I can't seem to remember whether there's actually any trams in it. I've never seen any trams in it, but I'd like there to be trams on it. That'd be very, very cool. Even there's just some static AI, have some trams in the stations or something like that. That'd be very nice. Not too sure if that's the case though, so we shall see, definitely. This being a scenario, you never know where they might be put in, so. I still think that there is a distinct lack of AI, and that is a very much a coherent problem in Train Sim, is the fact that there's not enough rolling stock to cover the routes that they're releasing. Take this for example, in real life there'd be Class 380s, there'd be Class 334s, there'd be a load of different tractions that would come across this route, HSTs, Voyagers, all of that, all of which are in Train Sim Classic, so you can put them in your scenario in Train Sim Classic, make it a very authentic experience. But in Train Sim World, you just don't have that variety, so when you're driving along these routes, you know, because you don't have that specific train in, for some reason they don't get covered by other trains, so you end up with a very, very jam-packed route with loads of scenery and loads of works, but with not much AI. And this is a standard scenario. You know, take this for example, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I've seen 3 trains in AI since I've started the actual service. That is unfathomable, unimaginable on this line in real life. So that is the #1 problem this route has, and I love my AI. You know, when I create my own scenarios, I try and jam in as much as possible. This is Edinburgh Park, by the way. And it's just so sad, really, that there is no, you know, there's such a lack of it. There we go, that's us speeding through. Edinburgh Park Station, as I said, very nice indeed. You've got the tramway over there, and oh dear. Yeah, very nice indeed. Lovely. Nice modernist station, I'd call it. So yeah, that is the real letdown really for all these routes. I mean, when they released that route, Birmingham Cross City, That's a really, really nice route. The Class 323 is loads of fun to drive, but the only problem is when you come into Birmingham New Street, a station that is absolutely jam-packed with AI in real life, it is absolutely empty. And people have said the same for the new Midland Main Line when they've driven to Derby and places like Leicester and Nottingham. Instead of having all the trains in there, they're just absolutely empty. And it's so sad. It really is. I mean, I should be here alongside racing a 158 or something. You can do that. The 158 is in the game, but it's just not being implemented. I'd love to see that sort of thing in the future. So yeah, maybe exciting times ahead. Maybe not. This game has a lot. I mean, if you're trying to fill your expectations of Train Sim Classic with Train Sim World, you're probably not going to get there in terms of in terms of the features, in terms of the AI, that sort of thing. Train Sim Classic is probably going to outdo Train Sim World 10 to none. But anyway, here we are. So you've got I think this is the rugby stadium, football stadium here at Edinburgh. Start braking every time we go through a neutral section. That's very interesting. Right, so let's do this announcement.
We'll soon arrive at Haymarket. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Here we go, this is Haymarket. Usually a very busy station, but very normal in this game. It's absolutely empty, unfortunately. So yeah, so usually this station will be busy. You get trains coming in, trains coming out, all the platforms. That's why it's got 4 platforms, because it's a very busy station. But unfortunately, as you'll find, I think, when we get into Edinburgh, it will be absolutely empty, and it's just so sad. It really is. That it's just so empty. It is just disheartening, I think, is probably the best way to put it. Really disheartening. It's the only real downside to this game, is that issue. And as you can see, look at this. Edinburgh Waverley, not a single train in any platform. Like, what is it? Are you frightened that it's going to increase or decrease the FPS? Is that the issue, or it just doesn't make any sense? There's nothing. There's nothing anywhere. Like, why? And Haymarket Depot, which is just around the corner from here. I don't know if it will let us go down here at all, but yeah, Haymarket Depot. Are there any AI trains in the depot at all? No, none. Now I understand that Haymarket Depot is technically a diesel maintenance unit depot, but you could at least, I don't know, try a 156 or a 150 or something. And you don't have any 150s, do you? But you try something and put it in there, you know. It's just very sad that all of this is, it just seems to be very bare, really. That's the only thing about this simulator, is it is very bare.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley. The next station is Edinburgh Waverley.
So 1.2 miles and we'll get to Edinburgh, where this train terminates, and so does this video. So yeah, well, I want to know, what does everyone think of this route? You know, it was hyped up out the wazoo, and I mean out the wazoo. You know, the marketing for this route release alone went on for quite a while, and they wanted to big it up, and it has delivered in many ways in terms of the route scenery. You know, the 385 is fantastic. I really enjoy driving this, but it hasn't delivered in many other ways. The route is completely bare when you look at away from you know, the station area. The AI non-existent. You know, I'm in a scenario that's provided with the route, so effectively a Dovetail Games scenario, or what would be considered a Dovetail Games scenario, maybe a Skyhook Games scenario, and it's just, yeah, it's just subpar in many different ways. So I didn't really want to review this because I didn't want to be focusing too much on the negatives. There are lots and lots of positives to take out. I mean, the fact that this has got an announcement system, I expect that to be featured in a lot of, you know, future DLCs. But unfortunately, I can't see it. You know, it's not in Midland Mainline, so that's sad. But anyway, we're going to approach now into a completely empty Edinburgh Waverley, which is very weird. Kind of dystopian. So, yes, very intriguing. So there we go, that is Edinburgh to Glasgow here in Train Sim World 3. What did you think? Let me know in the description, well, let me know in the comments below. What did you think? I mean, all the links will be in the description below. If you haven't got this already, I do recommend getting it because it is worth getting, just for the enjoyment of driving between Edinburgh and Glasgow and vice versa, especially for the 385. They put a lot of effort and time into this, I can see that, probably more than they have in the whole route. But no, it's certainly worth it. So here we go.
We'll soon arrive at Edinburgh Waverley. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
And there we go, let's release the doors.
This is Haymarket.
See, I don't know why it does that, it's done it again. I wanted to prove to you that it's not exactly fixed, because it isn't. It's just said this is Haymarket, it's not Haymarket, it's Waverley. Anyway, that is what it is at the end of the day, so maybe it's a system error that they need to really look into, but unfortunately that is the case. But there you go, that is Edinburgh to Glasgow here in Train Sim World 3. Do I recommend it? Well, I said I wasn't going to review this, and I'm trying not to review it, to be honest. But yeah, I do recommend it. For all of its faults and flaws, it's a very nice model of a Class 385. The announcement system's worth it alone, just to get that nice little perk. To be able to do announcements, especially in that Scottish accent. Very, very nice indeed. I'm not sure if it's entirely realistic, but it is very much a nice welcome addition. For all the faults and flaws, it's a very nice route. You can probably get scenarios off, maybe off the scenario creator, the Creators Club. So there is, you know, obviously there are ways to solve the issues that that obviously I'm unhappy with on this route, but overall it is a very nice route, and I'd rate it a solid 7 out of 10 in terms of effort. It doesn't blow me away. It would be a 6 out of 10, but obviously the inclusion of announcements does make it very, very nice indeed. So yes, it is a solid 7 out of 10 effort from this. A nice route that's well worth getting if you do have the chance to do so. But as I say with all my routes, do wait until the Steam sales. That is the best time for you to get the best deals for any of your DLC for Train Sim or Train Sim Classic at all. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you have enjoyed. I will see you next month with another fantastic video here on LM Simulation. But in the meantime, do take care, all the very best, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Ta-ra for now.